All right. Happy Wednesday. Welcome, agents. Today, we're excited to have Nick Yonter. Nick is an accomplished broker sales manager dedicated to driving annuity growth with a goal of increasing production from 70 million to 250 million in 2024. He is the Firelight liaison for Heartland National and a leader in distributor training, also hosting the weekly MYGA Minute sessions for Heartland. Known for his strategic expertise and commitment to innovation, Nick plays a key role in the success of one of the fastest growing annuity companies, Heartland National. And with that being said, take it away, Nick.
Thank you so much. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Excited to be on here with you all. I have a quick little PowerPoint to go with what we do over here at Heartland National, and then I'm going to hop on and show you a little bit of our portal that we have as well. So thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with us here on Wednesday afternoon. And I know you guys have a little idea you're doing it on here in February to protect what matters most. And that's what I'm doing here with at Heartland National here. That's me, Nick Yonter, broker sales manager. We have an awesome team on the annuity side here at Heartland National, and I'll go through that as well. But we'll go started with who is Heartland National? The Heartland National story. I'll go over this real quick with you guys. Back in 1965, we were incorporated as Modern Dixie Life Insurance Company in Independence, Missouri. Um, and that was how everything got started. And then I'll fast track a little bit because we don't need to go through all those times back then. But in 2004, Dixie Life re-domiciled to Indiana. And then a couple years later in 2008, we were acquired by Heartland Holding Company, and we were renamed to the name we have now, Heartland National. In 2014, we launched our Med Sup. We started as a health company. We're moving into the health industry, which is why we're here with you guys in the annuity side. In 2017, we expanded to 36 states, still only doing that health side. We launched our new hospital indemnity plan. 2023, that's where things start going for us with you at NFI and us over here at Heartland National on the annuity side. We launched our short-term home health care, but also that's whenever we launched our MYGA, our multi-year guaranteed annuity. And that's where things really got going. Just like it was mentioned here, whenever I was introduced, thank you so much for that. We had a goal of $70 million last year, blew the doors off of that goal. We actually ended last year with $250 million of submitted premium. And everybody over here is just so excited about what we have coming in 2025. We've been off to a really big start. Relationships are really the currency of our business. We have really gone from kind of teaching Medicare agents about how to sell annuities, but then also we've been able to dive into the space of getting just annuity shops, which I believe is kind of predominantly what you guys do over at NFI. And we're really excited about bringing the best rates of what we have on just the one product on the multi-year guaranteed annuity. And we also are going to be launching a FIA product, which I'll get into a little bit later, which we're really excited about. We actually just got some preliminary specs across my desk yesterday. And our goal for that is to launch that in Q2, Q3, probably leaning more towards Q3 of 2025. And I'll go into that a little bit. I know this is kind of introductory for you guys, so I don't want to overload you guys with information, but we're super excited about that for this year as well. And then, just like was mentioned before, I do a lot of work on Firelight. I think probably a lot of you guys have used that with other carriers as well. That's our electronic application platform. We work really hard on that over here. So if there's things that once you guys get contracted or you already contracted, if you have advice that you'd like to change on that, we're all ears on that. Anything that we can make better on that, we'd love to do that for you guys. And so we're making that every single day. I make tickets on that. Sometimes I make changes myself on that Firelight to make it better. But a lot of us are either agents here at Heartland National or have been agents. So we know that we need to make it simple. There's no reason for us to have a really long application process. Our MYGA application is 8 pages, super simple. I know other companies. I just went to a convention in Vegas last week. We're talking about some carriers with 40 pages. There's no reason for that. That's really long. Ours is really short to the point. And so we want to make things as easy as possible on you guys. And then just like I mentioned a minute ago, our whole team here on the annuity side, we got Todd Weech. He's our executive VP. I believe he did the first call with you guys here a few months ago. An incredible human being. We call him Professor Todd. He's incredible at teaching things over here for us. And then myself and Julio are the broker sales managers. Anything that you guys need will be here. And then we have our agency services team that are incredible for contracting and anything that you guys might need to help get anything over the finish line. First, I'll start is what is a MYGA? You guys might very well know that, but it is a multi-year guaranteed annuity. What we have over here, some of the best rates in the industry. We have a 3-year term, a 5-year, a 7-year, and a 10-year. Right now, our 3 years kind of in the middle, but where we really shine is the 5, 7, and 10-year. So we know the 5 is where a lot of eyeballs come in. A lot of people like to move those things over, especially with CDs and things of that nature. But right now, we're at the very top in 7 and 10-year. At the 5, we're near the top as well. As you see, 5.4 is fantastic rate. 5.55 is what you're looking for to lock in that fixed rate. We do have compounding interest. A lot of annuities companies are going to have simple interest. Ours is compounding interest daily. So you're going to get fantastic interest, which I'll go in later about what those numbers actually look like on a certain amount of money. And we'll give you some real world examples on that. Some other big things that we have. Interest withdrawals are included in our product. A lot of annuity companies are going to have to pay for that. You're going to have to lose some of that rate to get that interest withdrawals. And that's really big for a lot of clients. So you can get those on a annual basis, a semi-annual, quarterly, or a monthly basis. And those are baked into our product for no additional fee. As well as that, you have a death benefit that is also that's included as well. No additional rider is needed for that. We do have 2 riders that I'll get into as well. I'll touch on it really quickly right here, and then we'll kind of dive into that here in just a minute. Our 5% free withdrawal, kind of also the RMD rider. That's more what that is. That's going to be a 10 bip reduction, 10 basis points. I'll go over that here in just a minute. And then the enhanced benefit rider is a 15 basis point reduction. That's kind of the basis of our product. But obviously, as you guys know, selling those MYGAs, most important thing is going to be your rates and the service. And we try to be the best at those 2 things here over at Heartland National. Here's some of our product specs that we have here. Issue age is going to be up to 90 years old. So that's going to be something that's a little different than other carriers. A lot of times you'll see even as low as 75, 80, something that you'll see a lot in the industry, but we go all the way up to 90. As well as that, we have a minimum of $5,000 on qualified and non-qualified accounts, and that does not include banding. So you get paid the same as a $5,000 or up to $1 million. We do have it as a soft maximum there for $1 million. If there is an account that you guys have over $1 million, we do actually have a form for that. It's called a large case form. You can send that over to myself, and we do have to get approval from the home office. There's a variety of things that we look for: assets, age, things of that nature. But we do accept premiums over $1 million. We just need pre-approval for that. But that's what we have, between 5,000 and $1 million. Obviously, the guaranteed period, I talked about that already. Interest crediting, and then the full death value is full account value on death, and then the withdrawal is on there as well. Here's the examples interest I was kind of going over. These are some real world numbers for you, so you guys can see. These are approximate numbers here, obviously, and I rounded on this. And so that's what we have here for some real world examples with money that you would deposit into our guaranteed rate here. So let's say you had $100,000. You have that at our 5.55%, which is going to be either a 7-year or a 10-year. That's going to get you $5,550 at the end of 1 year, or $451 a month if you were to pull that out monthly. If you had $75,000, same kind of thing, $4,163 or $338 a month. $50,000, there's that example for you, and then $25,000. Those are all real examples that you can use for your clients to show them what they're going to get with the compounding interest, and then what it's going to look like on a monthly withdrawal as well, if they would like to use that interest-free withdrawal that's already baked into the product. Now, they don't have to use that, and obviously, if they use that, the compounding interest is going to be a little bit different because it won't have as much interest to accrue each day. But that's what you have there on those real world examples of 25, 50, 75, and 100. The principal is also guaranteed as a death benefit. Also a key point to have there to have for your clients. Here is our states right now. So everything that you see there in that nice orange right there, orange yellow, is what we are currently live in. Those gray, we are not available in yet. I will give you guys a little insight. We are looking to be in 49 states, maybe even 50 one day, but the 49 is going to be everywhere but New York. And then we actually do have a plan to get into New York here, hopefully in the next year or two. But that's going to be happening very soon. I'm going to be hitting you guys on some details about our FIA. And as soon as we get that filed, which is going to be happening here very soon, our next goal at Heartland National is to be getting into more states. So obviously, I know you guys are up in Minnesota. We're going to be looking to get into Minnesota here very soon, but I do know you guys do a lot of work outside of that. So we are in those states that are surrounding, but that's a very important state for us, and we are that's very high on our priority list because we have a lot of distributors that are in there, and so I just want to let you guys know about that update on what states that you're in and things of that nature. But we also do have the non-residents, so there's definitely ways that you can still write with not being in those states. Here is our website. I'm going to go into this a little bit whenever I share the screen here in just a few minutes, but that's HNLIC Agent. If you are already contracted, I know a couple of you guys already are, you should know about this. We do have our MYGA illustrations, which is a fantastic tool to use. Firelight e-application, which I believe I have touched on a few times. That's good to use and good to go over once you kind of can do some hands-on things. You can do your new business tracking, which is fantastic. And then supplies tab, which is great if you're doing any paper apps. I know some people are all about the paper apps, and that's just kind of what they live and breathe on. That's no problem at all. Obviously, we want to make the Firelight app as user-friendly as possible, but the supplies tab is there for any paper apps that you need. Getting into a little bit more what we have here, some more product specs. I mentioned the penalty-free withdrawals. So these accumulated interest is any contract year can be withdrawn without any surrender charges. This is huge. Obviously, annuities are great for a lot of reasons, but you don't want to be dinged on any of your surrender charges. And this penalty-free withdrawals allows for that to be the case for your clients and what they need for any living expenses and things like that. Death benefits. The death benefits will equal the accumulation value on the date of death, and the death benefit will not be reduced. A little bit more here. I got a couple more here on the specs here before we get wrapped up on the product here, and I can touch on some FIA ideas as well for you. The renewal period. Skip forward a little bit there. The renewal period. The annuity will enter a 30-day renewal period, and then you also have the renewal options at the end of the contract there for you. 5 quick options for you there. I don't need to read all those for you, but you can surrender the contract without penalty, take a partial withdrawal without penalty, and you have 5 different options there at the end of the contract. 5% free withdrawal period. I kind of touched on that before. We like to call this kind of the RMD rider. The reason why this was put into place is if the rates are below 5%, you can definitely use this as a 5% free withdrawal rider, but it's not really needed with the way our rates are currently. And we have a nice investment strategy with our reassurance partner, Converge. They're fantastic. They don't rely just strictly on a certain amount of things. There's a lot of different investment strategies they use. That's why our rates are able to be so high and will continue to stay high. But what this rider does is it allows agents that are a little bit older, ones that are probably about 72, 73, if they're starting their RMD schedule, you can put this in and allows them to take the distribution out without a surrender charge or anything of that nature. And if they have their RMD schedule, then they can have this if it's more than what that interest would be, what their free interest would be. So you can put this rider in there, take that 10 bips, but then you're allowed to pay that RMD. So that's great for the clientele that needs that. That's in that 72, 73 range and up. Enhanced benefit rider, talked about this. This is a 15 bip reduction. This rider is subject to a 1-year benefit ineligibility period, but this is going to be for your terminal illness diagnostic and being in a qualified nursing care facility confinement, which is a really good rider, and a lot of people really enjoy having this baked in. Finally, I'm going to talk about to tie it all in together to protect what matters most. Safety is guaranteed rate and also having a death benefit. We got to really protect what matters most. Safety, that's going to be up to your 5.55 guaranteed growth. You also have your exclusive tax advantages. Having this annuity is going to be a lot better tax advantages than having a CD at your local bank. There's no taxes until you take a withdrawal. That's also fantastic safety and protection as well. You have your guaranteed rate. You have your compounding interest, like I mentioned. You have a lot of simple interest with annuities. And you have your ultimate income, which is your guaranteed income for up to 10 years. Obviously, you have 7, 5, and 3 if you'd like to do that, but you can get that guaranteed income for up to 10 years, no questions asked. You got reduced stress. You have guaranteed growth. It's just kind of a set it and forget it. No stress with that. And then death benefit. This is a huge one. This avoids probate court. I know with different states, the the minimum for probate court is probably a lot lower than what you guys think it is. So being able to have that to avoid probate court, I myself went through that on a personal level a few years ago. So being able to have that to avoid probate court is fantastic. Um, Finally, I'll show you our annuity team once again. We got Todd here at the top, the VP of annuities. There's me and Julio. There's my contact information. I'm going to go one more here for you guys. That way you guys can get this information down if you need it. Get contracted today. I know I talked about multiple times with the squad here at NFI. We do have, I believe, probably a couple of you individuals that are on here on this webinar that are already contracted. But if you're not, shoot me an email or I'll get the information here from a team at NFI about getting that contracting information over to you. We're really quick. Our agency services girls that do the contracting are right outside my office. And if we get the information in the morning or early afternoon, we can usually get you contracted that day or, next day. We're very quick at what we do over here. We like to have extremely good customer service. That's my direct line here, my direct email. And while I have the screen up, I'm going to just touch on a couple quick things about what we're looking to do on the FIA. Don't want to overload you guys because I do really want to get you guys started on the MYGA. Really simple kind of an introduction to annuities. But I do want to let you know that we are growing and we are looking to add another annuity to our shelf. So our fixed index annuity or equity-based index, we are looking to get that started. It is going to be an accumulation product, and we're looking to launch that in June of this year. And we're really excited to have you guys already a part of our team for our MYGA. That way we can transition you right into that FIA, kind of know how our processes work, know how things go with our different services team here and working with myself and the agency services team and my partner Julio over here. So anything you guys need, you're going to know how things work from our well-oiled machine and your guys' team as well. So whenever that FIA comes out, you guys have the option to get this really amazing product that we think we're getting ready to launch. And there's a lot of people that are really excited about it. So we want to have that on your guys' shelf as well here just as soon as possible. I know I'm working with Firelight to get that implemented on the back ends here in the next couple of days. So we're going to have more information on that one. I just want to give you guys a little teaser that we are going to have that as well. And we're really excited to have you guys along with the team for the MYGA and just to learn our processes and, keep writing and then have that opportunity for that. I am going to share my screen with you guys real quick just to show you a little bit about what we have going on our website. I know if you're not quite contracted yet, this might be a little foreign to you. I believe this should be sharing now. I practiced yesterday, so this should be sharing. If it's not, somebody say so. Oh, I think it's on there. Cool.
It looks great.
Perfect. So this is our website. This is what you'll have once you're contracted. And this is the admin side. So I got a couple extra buttons, but this will be on your annuity tab. So anytime you have any new business, it'll come right in here. And then any commissions will be in here, any recent business, everything's right in here. What I mentioned on the slideshow is this is the supplies tab. This is going to be your commissions tab. Everything's here on the left side. Now, what I really kind of want to touch on real quick on the right side is how easy our e-application is. So all you got to do is click on that MYGA e-app, and it's going to take you right to opening that up. You're going to see a couple probably of my test apps here, but you open that, it's going to take you right into the test app. You open up a new application and you select what state you want, and then you open up the e-application right there, and then you start your e-application right on Firelight, and you can just zoom on through that. I'll open one up for you guys real quick. Well, this is just a test app for us. So you just create that and you name it with the client's name, and then it opens up an e-application for you. It's super great. And so it'll have all the stuff that you need to write that e-application. Super user friendly. If you guys need any training on that, I'd love to help you guys out with that. But it's really helpful. Anything that you need to clean up or put in there, it'll just be read. So it's really, really helpful. And you'll probably get it down in just a couple applications or a couple policies, I should say. The other thing I was going to mention to you guys, whenever you're on your contract or on your portal here, you can look at the rates anytime. You click on these view MYGA rates, you'll have the most up-to-date rates. I just showed it to you on the PowerPoint, but if you guys ever need them, obviously I can email you at any time. But right here, there's our most current rates, and anytime that we have a change, that'll be on that as well. And as well, you can also register for our annuity webinars. So every single Tuesday, I believe that was mentioned kind of before I got introduced, MYGA Minutes. We have those 10 o'clock Central Time every single Tuesday, and you can register for those right here, right on your portal. and you can get on those. And Todd, myself, and Julio, one of us is always doing them. Usually Todd is, and I kind of hop in for firelight things of that nature. And it's a fantastic way for you to learn the basics. And we try to have a different highlight every single week. And we usually have anywhere from 50 to 80 people on there. So you can have a lot of good collaboration with other agents that are doing the exact same thing that you guys are doing. So it's a really good way to bounce ideas off and kind of learn what we're doing. The annuity calculator is also on here. And then the contracting portal will be something that we need you guys contracted on as well to make sure that we have you guys on our on this portal. I'll show you the annuity calculator real quick. That'll probably be the last thing I'll show you, and then I'll open it up for any potential questions you have. On here, you just kind of put your name, put a name on here. So I'll put my name on here, Nick Yonter. And you just select the state, super easy. Say that you put 25 grand in here. I think I put an extra zero on there. All right, looks like we're doing 250 grand, even better. So we make it a non-qual account. It's a secure rate annuity, which make it a 10-year, and then it's just as easy as that. You calculate it, and then it is ready to go for you. That's everything that you need. At the end of this, that 250 grand is going to be $429,000. And it shows you what that is at 5.55 every single year. So it's a really nice calculator. You can export that to a PDF, and you can send that to a client. You can print it out for a client if you have them in the office. So it does a really good job. So I will come back to the screen for you all and open up for any questions that you guys might have.
Awesome. That was great. Thank you for the information. So, yeah, like you said, you guys, if you have any questions, now is the time to send them in. Looks like the first one we have is, are there any restrictions or guidelines on how policyholders can access their accumulated interest?
Yeah, so on that accumulated interest, if they're going to have that included interest withdrawals. So on that, we have to wait 30 days from the policy. So that can be sent in whenever the policy is filed. There are a lot of agents that do that, but you can't receive your first interest until 30 days after the policy has been submitted. And then that can be done on either a quarterly basis, a monthly basis, semi-annually, or annually. Or you can wait till after 30 days after it's been submitted. But there are a lot of agents that send that in whenever the policy has been submitted. That way it's ready to go as soon as that 30 days is hit. And then that'll be sent, a lot of people do that direct deposit, but they'll be sent right to the client's whatever portion they want. If they want check, direct deposit, whatever they'd like to do. And there are a lot of clients, whenever they get to a certain age or whatever strategy they have that monthly, or sometimes they want to do quarterly. But for interest sakes, the longer period you have, semi-annually or annually, is going to be better for the contract or for the compounding interest. But that's a great question. That's kind of how you set that up, and it's whatever way that works out better for the client.
Definitely, that makes sense. We have another one. Does the portal have real-time updates, or do they take like overnight cycles, or is it like a twice a week thing?
Great question. Yeah, so we have. I didn't show. I think I could. I might actually be able to share that with you guys real quick. Let me see if I can pull that one up as well. So we have a website that is actually our policy access is what it's called. And what that is that, let me pull this up for you. Yeah, let's get that one shared up for you. So the policy access is going to be what the agent has access to, and then also the client has access to. And usually they are going to update that every single day. Here it is right here for you. So this is what the policy access is right here. You can search it by policy number or first name and last name, and that is going to give you, let's see if I can pull up a policy for you guys. Let's pull this one up right here. I'll make sure not to go to any names so you guys can just kind of see how it works. So this right here, this policy is a massive policy, obviously over $1 million. And you can see that this was put into place at just about 12 days ago. And so the issue date was on the 7th of February, and they have so far earned $2,400 of interest. And that was the policy. This is the policy value right now, the cash surrender value. I won't go to a whole lot of other things just to protect the privacy of the client. But that's kind of what this does, has an interest rate, term value, and that it was a non-qualified account. So that has all that information on there. And the agent has access to that as well as the client.
Awesome. And then we got time for one more. We got a question. What restrictions do you have for cross-border sales? Like, can a New York resident buy in New Jersey?
New York's tough. So
Hmm.
so yeah, New York's gonna be the toughest one. New York does not part. I don't think there's really any way to get around a non-res in New York. The only way to really do New York is if they have a primary house in another state. New York
Hmm.
is really difficult. There are a lot of agents that kind of stay away from New York. But we are looking to get into New York eventually. New York's the toughest one. Basically, any other state except for New York, you have really no issue with a non-resident of being able to either sell in another state as long as that person is physically in that state, or if they have like a secondary home or something like that in another state. There are, for some reason, a lot of individuals that live in New York that have like another home in Florida. So
Hmm.
if they were to have that and they have like a primary home, if their primary home was in Florida, that would not be an issue. But New York is really difficult just to navigate. So that particular example, they would probably need to we would need to be licensed in New York before that happened. But it would just kind of depend on where their primary house is for that particular example.
Nice. Wonderful. Well, we really appreciate all of that information, Nick. It does look like we are out of time, but we appreciate you sharing your valuable insights today, and your time and expertise. And thank you to everyone who tuned in. Partnering with NFI and Heartland can bring your clients even closer to their financial goals. So if you're not already contracted with Heartland, reach out to us at NFI Solutions. We're here to help you get appointed quickly. And if you have any questions or need support, just give us a call at 952-887-1239. We're here for you every step of the way. Take care and have a great rest of your day, everyone.
Thank you so much for having me on, Wall, and I'm excited to talk to you guys soon. And thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Have a wonderful day.